You know what's funny? I did not expect to enjoy making content this much. Like, not even a little bit. I thought that this was going to feel like work, or like something I had to force myself to do after my full day at my 9 to 5. You know, something I'd start, stop, and overthink and probably quit a few times before it even ever worked. But that's not actually what happened. Because in the beginning, yeah, it was awkward. You know, talking to my phone, screening over every 5 seconds, forgetting what I was saying mid-sentence. You know, but let's be honest, watching yourself back on camera the first few times, that alone will humble you real quick. And I was like, who is that and why is she talking like that? But somewhere in that mess, something changed. I stopped trying to be good at it and I just started doing it. And honestly, that shift changed more than just content creation for me. Because I think a lot of us are walking around treating every new thing like a test. Like we're either succeeding immediately or failing publicly. And that mindset is exhausting. But what if you're actually just learning? Like, what if awkward is normal and messy is just part of it? And what if the first version is supposed to be bad, like really bad? Because I look back at some of my first videos now and I'm like, whoa, the lighting was bad, the audio was bad. I was definitely over-explaining everything. But you know what? I was doing it. And most people never get that far. And I think that's what surprised me the most. You know, the people who grow aren't always the most talented people. A lot of times they're just the people willing to keep showing up long enough to improve. And there's something really powerful about proving to yourself that you can stay consistent with something. You don't have to be perfect, but consistent. Like even now, I still have days where I don't feel like filming. Like I still overthink it and I still re-record clips and I still wonder if anybody even cares what the heck I'm saying. But I do it anyway. And every time I do, it gets a little easier. And that applies to basically everything in life. You know, the gym, working on business, healing, money, relationships, confidence. Most things don't get easier because the world changes. They get easier because you become more familiar with them. And I think that's where confidence actually comes from. Not from knowing you'll succeed, but from knowing you'll keep going even if it's awkward for a while. And that's a huge part of mastering your state also. Because your state isn't just how you feel when things become easy. Your state is how you choose to think when things are uncertain. That's the difference between someone who quits after a hard week and somebody who slowly builds an entirely new life. And that's when I realized it's not that content creation suddenly became easy for me, it's that I stopped making it mean something about me personally. Because every time I picked up my phone before, when I first started, I used to think, this has to be good. People are gonna judge this. What if it doesn't work out? And that's pressure, right? And that's what made it feel heavy. But the moment I learned to shift into, let me just share something, let me just talk, let me just try, things got lighter. And lighter is where you win. This isn't just about content creation. This is why some people stay stuck in jobs they hate, while people avoid starting businesses, why they keep putting things off that could actually change their life. Because if it feels heavy, or it feels too heavy, and most people try to fix that by changing the situation. But the real shift happens when you change your state. Because when your state changes, everything changes. You have the same job, but it feels different. You do the same work, but it feels easier. Same amount of effort, but you get better results. And it's not because the outside changed, it's because you did. And here's something you can actually use. The next time you're doing something that feels heavy, don't stop. Just pause and check your thoughts. Ask yourself, what am I making this mean right now? And then just shift it a little. Instead of saying to yourself, this has to work, say, I'm just practicing. Instead of thinking, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, shift it to, I'm trying to figure it out. Instead of saying, this is stressful, you could say, this could actually be fun. And those small shifts, they're everything. Because that's exactly what happened for me. Nothing about my schedule changed. I'm still working full time. I still have kids. I'm still busy. I'm still figuring things out. But this has actually become something I actually look forward to. And that's when you know you're on the right track. When something that used to feel like pressure starts to feel like momentum. You don't need everything to change overnight. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to catch yourself in the moment and choose a better state. And remember, how you think is how you feel, and how you think and feel is exactly what you get. So master your state, and what you seek will follow. Follow for more. If this helps shift your state even a little, there's another video right here that will take you deeper. And if you're working on mastering your mindset, your energy, your life, I'd love to have you here. So make sure you subscribe. How you think is how you feel, and how you think and feel is exactly what you get. So master your state, and what you seek will follow.